How's it going, everyone? And welcome back to the Enclave. So we are here once again with Shotgun Theory Module 4, Fundamentals of Shooting. So just like with the handgun, we have the same 7 fundamentals of shooting, starting off with stance. So once again, everything applies to everything. So the rules about going prone are going to be the same. Once you are prone, it's very difficult to get unprone, so use it as a last resort. Kneeling is a little bit more stable than standing. Standing is the most common. Yeah, easy peasy. So, the main thing that is going to be different, and it's going to be the same for all of our long guns, but it is different from the handgun, is the grip. So when using a long gun, be it a shotgun, be it a bolt action, be it self-loading, we always use a 4-point grip. So support hand, gun hand, shoulder and cheek. Okay? So this actually has a nice adjustable cheek weld, so you can raise it all over it to wherever it needs to be. So we have our stock firmly planted. I don't even know how to explain this to you, because there's sort of 2 ways that people tend to hold long guns. So they will either have it, I'm going to try and come close to the camera so you can actually see. So they'll either have it between the pectoral, basically, and the shoulder muscle, so in that crease, which will sit about there, okay? Or they'll go slightly wider out and rest it almost on this ball muscle here, like on this shoulder muscle. So that is going to be dependent on where you feel most comfortable. I can tell you, when it comes to a 12 gauge shotgun, go in. Here where the meat is, it's a lot softer. Out here, I'll be honest, yeah, it kicks, it bruises. You will have a bruise on your shoulder for about a week after firing your 20 shots of shotgun. So yeah, you want to keep it sort of in between your pectoral and shoulder muscle. Then cheek, obviously you want to be able to see your sights, and then your gun hand will be obviously on the grip, and your support hand can be wherever you want it. You can either do the mag grip, you could do a C grip on the barrel, you could do, I think it's like this, a reverse C. You can hold the foregrip, you can, yeah, there's literally about 20 different ways that you can grip the front of your gun, depending on how you feel comfortable. But I find myself reflectively going here until I fire a real gun, and then I will always just do the underhand C grip. Like, yeah, so that is your 4-point grip. The 4-point grip is completed when all 4 points are connected to the firearm. So that is easy peasy lemon squeezy. And we have the same stance, except in the case of the shotgun, you have a lot of recoil. So we do a modified Weaver stance, where, as I pointed out before, you'll basically stand with your feet slightly wider than shoulder length apart, take 1 step back with your dominant foot, so your gun hand foot, whether you're left or right handed, you'll take 1 step back with that foot. Then with the shotgun, what you want to do is lean and put about 70% of your body weight on your front leg. And then say a prayer and pull the trigger. Yeah, shotguns kick, eh? Like, I won't lie. Like, it's like you can watch a million movies, you can watch a million YouTube videos, you can shoot other guns like AKs and ARs and handguns and things like that, and you're like, yeah, it's got some kick, it's cool, yeah, I got some kick. But a shotgun kicks like a mother. Anyway, so we have, like I say, the same things with the standing and kneeling position. Obviously, in a crowded space, you want to adopt the kneeling position so that any missed shot or missed rounds in general will not be hitting any innocent bystanders or valuable property. Yeah, prone position, the same. The pros are that you're a smaller target and you have better long range accuracy. The cons are that once you are in a prone position, it's very difficult to get out of it. Yeah. Trigger squeeze. Once again, we went through this. I'm just going to use the P226 toy, it's a little bit easier. We went through this with the handgun. So, trigger squeeze, you want the middle of your pad, so not the line, not the tip, the middle of your first pad, central on the trigger. So there will be an ever so slight overhang, but not a massive overhang, and not just the tip where your finger can slide off the trigger. So we have little bit through, gentle squeeze to the break. Just continue to pull to the break. So what a lot of people will actually recommend for people who are repetitively jerking the trigger is that what you try and do is squeeze from the back of your hand. So instead of thinking about pulling the trigger back, you think about just squeezing your hand together. So you're closing these two fingers, you see. Obviously you don't need to move the thumb, but that is the sort of movement you're going for. Is that like if you were trying to pinch onto something, pinch onto something, pinch onto something. Constant, even pressure all the way down. Okay, so that is our trigger squeeze. Quite simply, trigger squeeze is something that you're going to need to practice. It absolutely is a feel thing, and it doesn't even help to practice on a toy like this. Like, you need your firearm, be it dry fire, that's fine. You can dry fire in your house. There's actually some really cool products that help with dry firing in the home. Obviously cheaper on ammo, cheaper on fuel, cheaper on range fees. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, that is the trigger squeeze. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Breathing. Once again. Deep breath in and out. Y'all know how to breathe. So, deep breath in and out. Click. In and out. Click. So you want to continue your exhalation after the shot has broken. You don't want to finish. So easy peasy. Don't hold your breath. Holding your breath causes you to shake, messes with your vision, messes with your focus. It affects blood flow to your brain. Yeah, so keep breathing, deep breath in, gone. I like to think the last breath you take is the last breath your target takes. Like, you should finish your breath about the same time he does. So obviously if you were to pull the trigger too soon, your breath would be finished, you'd be breathing in. Simple. I know that sounds graphic, guys, but there are a lot of times where I will mince my words and I'll be nice and not nice, but literally being privy or being witness or interacting or whatever in an armed robbery today, and then basically having 4 cops tell me, why didn't you shoot him? Why didn't you kill them? Now we're not going to get them. We can call these tools, because they are. This is a tool. This is no more dangerous than the person wielding it. If your finger's off the trigger, you know what you're doing. This is not a dangerous thing, but it is a tool. And I was thinking about it. It is not a tool of injury. It is a tool of death. So I can be nice, I can mince my words. Today, if I were armed at the time, I would have killed 4 people. That is just the truth of the matter. We can sugarcoat it, we can mince our words, but I would have ended 4 lives today. And I would have had to live with that for the rest of my life. But it is also why in my teaching and in my talking, there are going to be times where I just say kill someone, because I could have lost my life today. And yeah, if I were armed at that time, I guaranteed wouldn't have lost my life, because they wouldn't have expected the resistance. They would have been 2 down before they even realized what happened. Like, I had the cover advantage, not just cover, concealment, everything. I had the upper hand, but I wasn't armed. And yeah, unfortunately, when you think about it like that, I look at that footage and I think, one thought and I was dead. If they thought this guy could identify us, let's kill him, I was dead. Simple. Like, and unfortunately, or fortunately, or whatever, I don't want to be dead. I would rather 4 criminals be dead than me. So I do apologize if at any point you hear me say something that sounds rash or sounds brutal or whatever. See, I don't understand. My PC was in sleep mode and it's just turned on for literally no reason. Anyways, determining the dominant eye, that's between you, yourself and you. Sight alignment. Once again, you guys are going to want to know the images of sight alignment and sight picture. You're going to want to understand how to draw a very basic, crappy version of this and a very basic, crappy version of that. But quite simply, the shotgun is the most forgiving when it comes to sight picture, sight alignment, etc. Because once you get to target range, depending on what your target range is, hopefully further than 10 meters, not too much further, if your bead is center mass, you're going to hit your target. Especially when talking about the shells that have 200 odd shot in them. Yeah, you're going to put 200 odd holes in someone. But obviously you want to know how to actually aim. Most shotguns, not most, I can't say most, a lot of the pump Remington style shotguns or Mossbergs, things like that, they just have a bead. So it's basically a little metal ball on the tip of the barrel, and you then line up the length of the top of the firearm with that bead. That is it. And then to your target. It's quite simple. Follow through. Once again, you continue to do everything we just discussed. So once you have dispatched the enemy, you continue to evaluate, you continue your grip, your stance. You don't all of a sudden put your gun away because you've shot one guy once. There are many videos online of people getting up and continuing what they started after taking a couple of rounds. So yeah, dispatch the target, continue to do for 2 to 3 seconds or however long it takes, because yeah, they say 2 to 3 seconds, but in a life and death scenario, 2 to 3 seconds is not going to be enough time to make sure there's not more people around the corner or whatever. You want to make sure that you are still alert all the way up until the point you are 200% sure that your life is safe and that no more harm can come to you. Yeah, target identification, safe angles, unsafe angles. I will be honest, in the situation I was in today, as much as I would have had the concealment and cover advantage, my backstop was my neighbor's house. And it is actually a neighbor that I have some form of respect and care for. So it would have been a really bad day if I had missed any of those shots, if I were to have taken any of those shots, obviously. We miss 100% of the shots we don't take. But yeah, so in that scenario, I would have basically had to have made a choice. Stepping out of cover to have a safe backstop, or staying in cover and the backstop was not ideal. So yeah, that is pretty much that for Module 4, Fundamentals of Shooting for the Shotgun. Yeah, as always, please like, comment, share, subscribe. If you've got more time, watch more videos. As always, peace.